People talk about saunas like it's detoxing your body, flushing out toxins, even healing you. But scientifically, that's not exactly what's happening inside the body. So what actually happens when you sit inside the sauna? Well, for the first 30 seconds, probably nothing. Once you understand this, fundamentally, the way you think about saunas is going to be changed forever. So within the first 15 minutes, when you sit in a sauna, the body is fundamentally changing. You got vasodilation, increased heart rate. You're beginning to elevate core temperature, which is going to initiate sweat response, aka hyperthermic response. But instead of continuing with the scientific approach and the mumbo jumbo words, let's dial it back to what does this actually mean for the everyday person? The social media narrative is that you sweat out toxins. The real thing that happens is that liberate toxins from fat cells, which get induced or channeled through the lymphatic fluid. They get dumped in they get dumped in the blood and then induced into circulation and then sent to the organs for processing. Once the organs process them, you excrete the rest of those toxins, not through the skin, through the excretory pathways. So there's a couple things happening. Number one, the social media narrative is that everything comes out through the skin because the skin is the largest organ in the body. Not true. Is sauna still assisting in detox though? Yes, because it's supporting that process that happens naturally. Most people aren't sweating enough because they're not exercising enough. Most of us are overweight. Yours truly still has a few pounds to lose, right? So what does that mean? Capacity to hold on to more toxins. So if you were to measure the sweat output or the excretory path or the output from other organ excretory pathways, aka saliva, urine, feces, if you were to do a stool test, right, you're going to see these compounds coming out through those areas, not just the skin. So to break this down in the most possible simple terms as a framework or foundational way to look at sauna, it's a mobilization tool. It is supporting, it's not a creation device. It's not creating some new detox pathway inside of someone, even though these fancy clickbaity social media videos would have you believe that. And then they're piggybacking off of tricking us because the skin is the largest organ in the body. And okay, that's great, but if foundationally or fundamentally, it's not creating this ability. The ability is built in. It's just providing the environment to support what we already do or the lack thereof because of our lifestyle. So it's a mobilization tool, first and foremost. So now when people talk about sauna healing your body or actually helping you, with some type of health adversity or something, what's actually taking place here? So for the purpose of this video, we've got to keep this relatively simple. There's 1,000 videos on the YouTube channel. If you want in-depth context, check out some of those that are specific or mention, specific protocols or healing ailments or things like that. For the purposes of this, we all know that half the time the issues are in the tissues. We all know that some of the initiators of chronic disease are what? Stress, lifestyle factors. So what does sauna do, number one, that basically helps everyone across the board? It's a de-stressor. It's literally that simple. You could pull the scientific research and say, oh, it's the vasodilation, or it's the exercise mimicking, or it's that, or it's the change in breathing, or the physiology responses, or the heat. All of it. Yes, all of it. But rather than getting bogged down with fancy language, it's a de-stressor. So now that we know what sauna is, and more importantly, what it is not, let's move on to what it can actually do for you long term. So in other countries, data suggests, maybe not in the type of sauna that you have or I have, doesn't really matter though, data suggests a 40% reduction in all-cause mortality. Everyone thinks that this means we need to split firewood and, burn some type of hot sauna stove or something in our backyard and get the fire department called on us in order to get a 40% reduction in all-cause mortality. Actually, it means something very different to me and most of the people here. If you could just implement a fraction of that by any means necessary, it doesn't matter if you sit in a hot tub, you're going to get a 10 to 15% reduction in all-cause mortality. That's pretty good from where I'm sitting. In fact, I think a lot of people would give their left arm when they get, 80s and 90s in order to get that, right? So everyone wants to have perfectionism syndrome and say, oh, you got to be in a 220-degree sauna and fry your brain and do this and do that and just push yourself until your nervous system and adrenals are completely gone. What does this actually mean for you long term? It means that you have tools available to you that you can use in the courtesy of your own home that plug into a regular outlet that do not require splitting firewood or getting the fire department here from smoke in the backyard and doing crazy things, which you should only do after 4 or 5 bourbons. There's options that we can use in the courtesy of our own homes to achieve percentage results, and the research supports it. And how this applies or what outcomes you're going to get in your own life, hey, I'm not a doctor, but but I will tell you about my leukemia experience. 5 days a week, hospital, just under a year. Pretty horrendous, if I do say so myself. Reduced blood pressure, clearer thinking, less brain fog, less chronic fatigue, removing drug residuals from a long-term treatment protocol. On one hand, saved my life. On the other hand, causes and leaves you with neuropathy, zero quality of life. Can't drive a car, can't walk around the block, can't, think straight to save your life, let alone make a decent income or living. So from where I'm sitting, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tools that we have at our disposal. How that quantifies, has there been some, double blind, or has the research caught up with what we're experiencing anecdotally? Absolutely not. Again, full disclosure, not a doctor, don't give medical advice. Please see your licensed, medical professional for that. That said, 45,000 people in the Facebook group. What's happening with them? All the good stuff. Does the research say it's happening? No, but people are chiming in and saying their life changes. If this is your first experience or exposure to what sauna actually is, or what an infrared sauna is, or traditional, or anything, heat therapy, I would highly encourage you to just do a little research. Look over my channel, look at other people's channels, go look at some PubMed research, go look at some anecdotal, instances where people are getting almost miraculous results by implementing heat therapy in a myriad of ways. It's really incredible stuff, and it'll support your life, and you'll have a better quality of life. Sauna has changed my life personally. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the motivation to do this, and I want that for you too.